Welcome back to episode 4. I don't know. I don't know what episode this is. This is just a new episode of the Feral Femme CEO. I know it says the Feral Femme CEO, and I thought about that last time about how it says this, how people thought it was going to be business. So I'm going to have to change my subcategory to more like culture, pop culture, or like daily life or something like that. But with that being said, don't forget to follow me on the socials. My link tree is usually attached in every description, so make sure that you go and do that. Today's episode is going to focus on like body positivity style stuff. Sorry, I'm going to move this around while we're sitting here so you can, just in case. So, but yeah, we're going to focus on body positivity and what that kind of means to me versus how social media and the world has portrayed it now. And then also, we are also going to talk about pretty privilege. I'm going off of my friends over at the Infinite Weekend with Josh and Zach. They mentioned a little bit, they love Sydney Sweeney. And if you don't know who Sydney Sweeney is, she is a beautiful blonde, blue-eyed woman who is very well endowed on top, much like myself. And she is gorgeous, super, like she is a great actress. I haven't seen her in a lot of things other than like snippets of Euphoria and of course the one with Campbell. I don't really watch a lot of the new movies, don't judge me, other than Marvel, just because it's where I go with Justin. So I'm going to touch on that. They called it hot privilege, which is the same thing. It's pretty privilege and skinny privilege and all the things. There's so many different privileges. We're not going to talk about racial privilege because that's just a very sensitive topic and we're just not going to touch on that. So with that being said, let's get into it. Okay. So they were talking about so if you're hot, you can just pretty much do anything. You can just whatever. It doesn't matter how you're dressed or anything because if you're hot, you just kind of get away with it. And it is very true to an extent. The reason why I say that is because I know especially men who know they look good and they just open their mouths or their attitude or their personality is just whack. And to me, it's different. To me, it's more so I'm like, ugh. Like you opened your mouth and you let all that come out and you're not hot anymore. To me, you're not hot anymore. Personality is a huge thing to me. If you don't have a good personality, you're not a kind person. I have no yuck. I don't even, and that goes for women too, but it's mainly men that I see that in. Women that know they have hot privilege, it does work the same, but they like to hide it well. So I don't think I'm an ugly person. I'm not for everyone. I'm not everyone's cup of tea. That's fine. I understand that. And I was thinking to myself yesterday when I was listening to Zach and Josh over at Infinite Weekend about you either love me or you hate me. There is no in between for me. You love me because I'm loud, obnoxious, like in your face, won't take shit. There, you know what I'm saying? Or you hate me because I'm loud, obnoxious, and won't take shit. So it's never an in between for me for people who like me or love me or want to be my friend. And I have a struggle. I struggle with wanting to be people's friend, but then realizing that that I'm just not everyone's cup of tea. That's hard for me. Sometimes it's hard for me as a people person to grasp and I don't know, it's sometimes hard and I don't see those lines, if that makes sense. I don't see how maybe sometimes I could be annoying or whatever. So there's that. But with pretty privilege and skinny privilege, it's such a thing. It is really a thing. Pretty girls or very handsome men do get more attention. They get the interviews at jobs. They get the attention if they're serving. They get the attention, obviously, on social media. I know it doesn't really, it shouldn't matter, but it does because of how society is just kind of warped us, for the lack of a better term. And I remember in the 90s growing up. I know I'm from the 1900s. That's so funny to me. But being in the 90s, we had Kate Moss, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels. And that was such a shitty thing to say to young women, especially, because we're all different shapes and sizes. And I'm not saying that being overweight and being just morbidly obese at your own fault. I'm not saying that there are conditions that people have and your doctors are doing a shitty job of getting you back to where you are your healthiest. That's another, again, that I touched on that in the last podcast. I may touch on it a little more on this one, but you have to remember, we are primal beings. We are human beings. We are so primal. We have primal instincts. So for these doctors to just want to shove pills and shots and medication down your throat, it's insane to me. So remember, there's a difference. And I know that a lot of people are just spouting off at the mouth and doing rage baity things on social media, and it's getting you. It's so totally getting you. So yeah, and that, I just want to touch on all of that is so true. The skinny privilege, the pretty privilege is so, so true. So social media right now in this day and age versus back in the 90s when we didn't have any of that shows such an array of people, such an array of ages, people, skin color, cultural, ethnic backgrounds, and it's so beautiful to see all that and be like that's accessible to us. And it shows me that beauty is all over within itself, and people that aren't conventionally pretty but have a great personality and know how to present themselves and have such a confidence is phenomenal, and I love that. To me, that makes someone even more beautiful, more pretty, more handsome, more sexy, whatever you want to put those adjectives to. You have a great personality, you're kind to people, you're kind to yourself, and you just you give out what you seek to bring back to yourself. I'm a big energy person. Energy is very much so a huge thing for me. Being negative or being positive does affect how your body reacts as well. It's not just the nutrients you put into your body, it is what you're pouring into your mind, it's what you're pouring into your soul, and how you react to that. So just remember that it's not just about how I always speak on food and whatnot, but it is how you treat yourself mentally and spiritually as well that goes into your healing self. I'm gonna hop around. I'm so sorry. You guys know me. My brain is like, and I want to just talk about everything and so much all in one little segment. So yeah, sorry. I just have some allergies going on. You guys know they aren't as bad as they used to, but with the rain and now it's cooled off. I got a heater on underneath me because I'm like coldy, but it's all right. And yes, I say weird names like coldy and sicky and whatnot. But going back on pretty privilege and whatnot, body positivity. I saw a video not too long ago about a woman complaining about women in gyms with just a bra on and like pants or shorts so far up their ass that it looks like they're giving a wedgie, and that back in the day used to be bullying, and now they just blah blah blah. I have noticed so much hate from women on other women, and then y'all wonder why no one wants to be your friend. That's insane to me. How are you going? And another thing for social media has made it where you can say stuff like that to other women and you not get decked in the fucking mouth. That's insane to me, that you can hide behind your keyboard, your little phone or whatever and say what you want to say, but then have no consequences for it. Because if you were in my circle, I'd fucking knock your teeth out. That is just my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I'm sure, here's the thing, I know people talk about me. I know they do, and it's okay. It's okay they talk about me. Number one, they're either A, jealous of me because I am a pretty person. I'm not gorgeous by any means. I don't think I'm like God's gift to men or whatever, the earth. I know in my heart that I'm a pretty person. I have a good heart. I'm kind to people. I'm not nice. Y'all already knew that. I am not a nice person because I don't have to be nice to people that I don't deem necessarily they need to be nice to. Now, am I kind? Yes. I wouldn't be just a complete and total asshole to someone. Does that make sense? Like, especially to another woman. Maybe I don't like her, but if she's put in a situation that I see she's been put in that situation, I'm going to stand up for her. I'm going to save her. Attempt to save her. I'm going to try my hardest to make sure that she is safe. Okay? That is my version of my kindness, and I'm just not nice. I'm just not. Especially if you're going to be ugly to other people. So with that being said, that video really, I say, look, that for me, rage baity to me. That was rage baity to me. I didn't say anything on the video because whatever, she wouldn't understand anyway. And this girl was pretty. This girl was gorgeous. I thought she was gorgeous. Pretty hair, pretty eyes, pretty teeth. And then she started saying that stuff. And I'm like, what do you do at a beach? What do you say at a beach when you see these women? Is it because it's at a beach that it's appropriate? That's a good question, right? Is it just because she's at a beach, is it appropriate for her to say, oh my God, her ass is hanging out of those swimming bottoms and her boobs are just everywhere and blah, blah, blah. It's just like she has a bra and panties on. She's at a beach. And as far as the gym clothes go and gym, I am so proud of those women that are wearing the smaller tops or just shorts or pants right up their ass. I love those. I love the scrunch butt pants. Those are some of my favorite pants. Love that they're so confident that they can go to the gym and do their routine and be confident in themselves to know that they look good. I don't have a problem with that. And if anything, I'm very envious because they are very confident and can wear the smaller things. I'm worried about my belly because, I had a baby 11 years ago and it's still kind of like the mom pooch going on, which has gotten so much better since my hormones have been balanced out and I got my tubes removed and no more hormonal birth control. So I'm very happy with what I'm doing with my body. Do I feel comfortable in certain clothing? Yes. I wear crops all the time now. I love a crop top. And she kind of mentioned that too. Here's my thing. I love a crop top. I love crop tops. I love short shorts. I love all of that stuff. I love the leggings that go up, the scrunch butt leggings. I love, my morning outfits when I do my videos that I have just the sports bra on. I'm very comfortable in that. I'm comfortable in those things that I feel like I can wear them and show the world that I'm confident and comfortable. And maybe someone else will be able to do the same at some point. I think the human, especially the woman's body, is just a beautiful thing. We carry babies. Our bodies morph and stretch and shrink and do the things that we're supposed to do because that's what God intended it to do. That's what the universe has intended it to. We are just beings being able to do these things. I'm a Christian, so I like to pinpoint things. A lot of people don't believe in certain things, but the universe is here. We're here. Obviously, we came from something. For this woman, who's, by the way, gorgeous, she's not really that gorgeous to me anymore because of her attitude and how she is just putting her claws into something that she may not have any idea of what's going on with them. And I will say this, pretty privilege and skinny privilege is a thing too. Skinny privilege. I remember a friend of mine way back when, and she would always get passed up for things because she was a bigger girl. I've never been a small skinny mini, but I've never been a big girl. I've just kind of been the in-between mid-size with hips and breasts. Like I've always had big breasts. I've always had big lips. I've looked like a woman since I was 12 years old. So it's very different for me and how I grew up and what I was done. I got paid attention to grown-ass men. Like grown-ass men paid attention to me at 13, 14 years old because I looked like I was 18 years old at that time. So that's a whole other segment we can get into at another time, but I'm just trying to give you the idea of what's going on. And she always got passed up for dates or for things because they were like, oh, she's a little bigger, so we don't really want her to go with us. And I feel like that's a shitty thing to do because everyone is built different. Everyone has different things. Now that I know my health journey and what I've been putting into my body and movement of my body, I know that people have issues medically that they can't really control and their doctors are being shitty about helping them get there. So I understand that. However, what I will not do and what I will not condone is buying pills, going to a place that is going to just restrict your diet and give you extra pills without giving you a basis of what your body is doing. I don't believe in that. I think that is cheating. I think that is laziness. I think that is just downright the wrong way to do it. It's just, in my opinion, it's my opinion. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Okay. And I'm always open to learn new things. I'm always open to realizing or learning different mindsets of people and what they think about that. I'll go to body positivity. Lizzo. Everyone was up in a big roar about Lizzo being so big and then she was confident in herself. And then now she's on this weight loss journey and all of a sudden we're just not cool anymore. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of Lizzo. I like Lizzo's music, but I'm not a fan of Lizzo herself. And I love that she's realized that taking care of her health is so much more important than just like living in your body and it's just unhealthy. Another thing for me, and I mentioned it on the last one too, is when people ask me how I've done what I've done, and they're like, and I tell them, I cut bread and pasta out, processed foods as much as possible, no seed oils as much as possible, and limited my alcohol. And they all were like, I could never get rid of bread, or I could never get rid of my pasta, or blah, 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 blah. And it's just in everything. Excuse after fucking excuse. Fucking hate an excuse. I hate excuses. Fucking hate them. I told a friend of mine one time, because I was like, well, you can do this and you can do that. And he was like, well, I already do this at work and I already do this and blah, blah, blah. And I just don't know. And I like this and this. And I'm like, dude, stop fucking making excuses. All I hear is blah, wah, wah, excuse, wah, 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 excuse. Like, no one fucking cares about your excuses. What are you doing to solve the problem? You don't want to solve it. You don't want to solve the problem. That's why you keep making excuses. So put that in your mind. The reason why you don't want to solve the problem is because you're making excuses. You don't want to solve the problem. You say you do, but you don't. You wouldn't make excuses if you did. So that's a big one for me. Stop making excuses. You either want it or you don't. Keep shoveling that bullshit in your body and then say, I just don't know why. I've been doing this and doing that and doing this. Oh, because you haven't been doing it. Like, you've just been saying you're doing it. You're not actually doing it. You're just hoping for it. Right? So that's a huge thing for me. Going back to that girl that I was talking about, like, bitchy or upset about women in gyms wearing no clothing. Again, it goes back to the beach. What are you going to say at the beach? Are you going to say anything to them at the beach? They're confident. They're ready to go. They're obviously pretty. They're obviously hot. Their body is great because they're working for it. Are you jealous? Are you jealous? Like, boo, I think you're jealous. But it's just, that to me was so backwards. It was so just shysty. You know what I mean? Like, that was just not a good look for her. And there were other women on there agreeing with her, even men. But I see those same men liking half-naked pictures on Instagram. Get out. Really? Which one is it, bro? Which one is it? I very rarely see men on social media saying, oh, look, you got your shirt off. You should stop showing off in front of all these blah, blah, blah. No man has ever said that. Men feel it appropriate to comment on women's stuff, but they don't feel it appropriate to comment on men's things. That's crazy double standard. And again, I just crack myself up. So how I describe myself to people is I'm a dude with a vagina. I love my girlfriends. I have like a few close girlfriends that I absolutely adore and love. And we are, feminine. They're my feminine lovelies. They keep me grounded, but at the same time, make sure to push me when they need to push me. But as far as that goes, that's it. Those are the very few. All the other girls, I've found that either they want to control, they want to make me small. They only want me for a certain thing. They don't really care about me. And then they get mad or they're upset with me because they think that I want something that they have. And I'm like, you guys, you're cute. You're cute. I could have anything I want. I don't want what you have. And y'all can say that I'm conceited. You can say I'm full of myself. Bitch, who the fuck am I supposed to be full of besides me? You know what I'm saying? And the reason why I say I'm a dude with a vagina is because I like guys better as friends. They're so much more. I can talk to them about things and they can give me ideas and ask me questions of why I feel that way, and then get the female perspective, because obviously I'm full of emotion. I'm full of emotions, hormones, things that they aren't full of, and I understand that. But at the same time, they give me insight to what they see or feel, and I can put that into my emotional bank and go from there, if that makes sense. And I just like their humor better. I like they're more often dirty, I say, the raunchy, and it's just more of my humor style, more of my conversation style. I work better with men. I work better with guys as far as friendship wise versus women. I do have my few my few women that I love and I absolutely adore. My best friends, they are just some phenomenal females. But as far as that goes, I'm a dude with a vagina. The men's perspectives, men's conversations, men's humor. It just speaks to me a little more than women. And so I'm like a guy's girl rather than a girl's girl. I'm my girls, but I'm just more of a guy's girl. I try to understand how they're coming from and what what they're feeling. And again, and I love being that female perspective for them because again, I have emotions. I'm more emotional than they are. My hormones and emotions are just going up and down, and they've pulled in so much more, I'm sure, than guys. So it's one of those things. And we never hear body positivity from men. Men have it just as hard as we do. I say just as hard. Men have it in a different way than we do. I know a couple of guys that have gone through a weight loss journey. And one of them, he is just an amazingly kind individual, but he is he's working out a lot, and he's put effort into his transformation. And I absolutely love that he's put effort into his transformation. It makes such a difference. And he has told me, yes, he does get a little more attention now, obviously, because he's in better shape than he was back when he was overweight. So again, pretty skinny privilege doesn't just mean women only, it means men too. I will say that men that are bigger, like overweight bigger, usually tend to be more funny. They have a lot of confidence within their humor, their personality. They have great personalities. And I'm not saying that as a shot or anything. What I'm saying is what I've noticed, how I've noticed what personalities do when men are bigger. The dad bod men, there's such a difference. There's like overweight men, dad bod men, and then like in shape physique men, and then little bitty skinny men, little bitty guys. Which again, and even this really skinny men. One of my little brothers is like stick thin, just like my stepdad. And he is, he wants to put on weight. He's like, I'm too small. And I'm like, I think you're fine. But if you want to put on weight, this is what you need to do. Eat. But they have confidence issues too, because they feel like they're too small or whatever. And then of course, people who have great physiques, they've worked really hard for these physiques, and they have body dysmorphia issues just like we do as females. They want their arms bigger, their chests bigger, their legs with the little muscles in them. I love it. I love that for men that really want that and are really working hard for it. I absolutely adore it. I think it's the best thing ever. And just like I think it's great for women. So the dad bods, sometimes they're like, hey, I don't give a damn. I just want to drink beer and go. And I do love that for them. But just remember that women are not the only ones with body positivity, body dysmorphia issues. And we just all need to be kind to people with that. My thing, I have lots of questions sometimes for bigger women, even men too, but it can't be comfortable. Like, you cannot be comfortable with not being able to sit up in a chair or just be confident in where you're at in your clothes. I have questions for that, but I don't want to be rude about it, if that makes sense. And again, this all goes back to why I have genetics and health issues. No ma'am, no ham, no turkey. Your doctor is not helping you the way that you need to be helped. That's what's wrong. I love you, but that's what's wrong. Your doctor's not getting to the root cause of the problem, that your body is holding on to all of this fat, all of these things that you don't need. And I get it. You want to talk about hard. I've been on this journey for 2 fucking years. It is fucking hard. It's so hard to get up every single fucking day at the same time and do the same workouts over and over and over again. Eat the same food over and fucking over again. It is so fucking hard. It is hard. You think, oh, that's easy. I can do that every day. No, the fuck you can't. No, the fuck you can't. Because I'll tell you right now, I'm past that. Hold on. You got to give me a second. I am 50 hours into a fast. I've had water and electrolytes and aminos. That is all I've had for 52 hours. Or 50 hours is what I said, 50 hours, sorry. And it's really fucking hard. It's so hard. I'm only going to do a 72-hour fast once every 6 months because it is extremely hard. I did it on a weekend because I could choose not to go anywhere. I don't have to sit and work or bounce around and anything like that. So that's why I chose to do that during the weekend. But getting up every single day, there are going to be days you're like, I don't want to do this. I don't feel good. I don't like this. And going back to what I said last episode, consistency and showing up every day doesn't look like 100% every day. Okay? It looks like 100% on Monday, 20% on Tuesday, 80% on Wednesday, 70% on Thursday, 100% on Friday, 15% on Saturday. It's just showing up, whether you're 100% or 2%. It's showing up every single day. It's making sure that you're eating at the times you want to eat. It's making sure that you're fueling your body with the proper nutrients that you need. It's getting enough sleep. It's hanging around people that pour into you, that you can pour back into themselves and grow and learn. That is what it is all about. So this whole thing of, oh, I could never. Yes, you can. If you want it bad enough, you sure can. Do you see my cheeks? My cheeks are actually in. You can see my jaw. I don't know if I can stand up right here. I don't know if I can see, but that has not been flat in fucking years. It has not been flat in years. And it took a lot of learning. It took a lot of self-reflection. It took a lot of remembering why. What was my why? To be healthy, to be strong, to live until I'm 75, 80 years old like my grandparents. And be able to walk around a farm. It's just one of my grandparents are 77 and 78. And they are moving and grooving. They travel the lower 48. They travel the United States every winter in a fifth wheel. You can't tell me that's fucking badass, because they took care of themselves. They eat from the land. They eat from their garden. They eat game. They do not really eat processed bullshit. I will say Papa likes his cookies, though. Papa loves his cookies and his ice cream, okay? So he indulges, but he just knew what he had to do to keep up with himself later on in life. And that's my goal. That's my goal in life. My goal in life is to do that. And to be there for my baby and to be there for my grandbabies and however long I get to be there for. And I just think that's a big, beautiful thing. And I think that people that want that but just choose not to, or choose to go a different route and choose to be sick all the time, then maybe not deserve it, but you're getting what you're preparing for, bro. Do something different. Sorry, that cough was weird. It was weird. But going back on to, again, just, man, you guys, if you want to wear the crop tops, you want to wear the sports bras, you want to wear the short shorts, you want to do this, you want to do that, you want to cover up, you want to wear turtlenecks, you want to wear long pants, baby, do it. Do it. You do you. The pretty privilege. Yes, it's a thing. And for women, it's really hard because we judge each other. We judge or we compare. And comparison is the thief of joy, bro. Man, don't get me wrong. I do it. I am not innocent. I'm not perfect. Y'all already know this. But I do it too. I'm like, if I was just as skinny as her, if my shoulders weren't as big as hers, if my arms were more toned than that, and then blah, 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 if my stomach was flatter, whatever. My hair was different. If my hair just looked different, if it wasn't curly like this all the time, I'd be able to, whatever. It just steals that away. And I have to remember, I love my curly hair. It sets me apart. I love it. I am one of the only people around me that has really curly hair that's natural. I don't have to curl it. I love my big lips. I did my modeling portfolio and the agency. I'm so happy about that. And I'll touch on that later. I like having that to myself a little bit. But the head of the agency, I interviewed with her and she said, please, for the love of God, tell me those lips are real. Please tell me they're real. And it made me feel good to know, yeah, it's natural for me. So it's not fair to some people. But to be able to say, someone, please tell me they're real. Please, please, please tell me everything on you is real. And I get to say everything on me is real. My lips are real. That just made my whole fucking day when she said that. Yes, my lips are real. I love my lips. They're big. They don't bother me. I don't know. It's not something that I would want to change on my face. The only thing I did want to change on my face was my acne because it was so bad. And I found out what was causing it and how to fix it. So that's been so amazing to me. I'm really proud of myself for this. I'm larger in the chest. And I have been since I was 12. Literally, I've looked like this since I was 12. I've just matured in the face a little more. And widened in the hips, obviously. But I love my body. I'm short. I'm a little thicker on the bottom end. I just love myself. And it takes a lot of time. And I wish that I could have loved myself younger. And embraced myself. And learned the things I did learn now. But I wouldn't change anything about it at all. I love everything about myself, my body. I love my face. It makes me really happy to just know that I love myself and that no one can take any of this away from me. Because not only is it natural, but it's also something that I work towards. I built my body now and have maintained the healthy body that I should have had this entire time. So just remember that. It's really hard sometimes because you feel, again, body dysmorphia is a thing. But I just want you to know that you're beautiful the way you are. You're handsome the way you are. Men, it goes for you too. A confident man, hands down, one of the sexiest things you've ever seen. Somebody that just kind of just feels good in their self and loves their self the way they should. That's amazing. And I absolutely love that. And you can tell that on somebody. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. I don't know if I've missed anything or said anything or didn't say anything as far as that goes. I just want everyone to love themselves and know that they are gorgeous, beautiful, pretty, the way that they are. If you want to and I'll just touch on this too. If you want to enhance yourself, lip fillers, Botox, breast augmentation, or breast implants, or whatever it is that you want to enhance on yourself, I think that's amazing. If you have the ability, the money, the time to recover, you feel like that is something that you need to do for yourself, boo, do it. Do it. It makes you happy. What I don't believe in is cheating. Cheating yourself out of really making yourself healthy. If you're healthy and ready to go and you want to do those things, absolutely do it. As far as that goes, buying your way out of things is, I feel like it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable at all. So that's what I don't like. Again, I'm all for you updating yourself, making yourself look good. If you're doing it for someone else, get that out of your mind. You need to figure out how to love yourself. You need to heal. You need to do things for yourself to make you feel good. And then at the end, if you really love yourself and you're like, I love myself, but I really wish that I could have bigger lips, or I really wish that my breasts were a little sitting up higher or a little bigger, or a reduction, or whatever you feel the need to do, I say do it, because that's what you need to do for you, not for anyone else. So that's my big take on it. But yeah, it's a lot. So yeah, I think that would be my next thing. That was my last thing. I wanted to touch on that. If you do decide to do like an update to yourself or augmentation or anything like that, if it's for you, do it, boo-boo. But if it's for someone else and there's a chance that they'll never be back around or they're not going to be around forever, nope, you need to heal and do it for you. Heal and figure out why you need to do it for you. So, but yeah, pretty privilege works. I'm going to go back to pretty privilege. It works everywhere. And Josh and Zach talked about, like, if you're hot and walking around in pajamas at Walmart or Target, like, it don't matter, you're hot. And I will have to say, I do agree with them to an extent, because, like, if you're really pretty or you're really a hot guy and you walk around all tattered up or whatever, whatnot, I'm like, he just got it done from the gym, or she just was tired and she's got whatever and she's hot, so she's fine. So I agree with that to an extent, because I'm one of those. Josh has seen me out in public a lot in like workout athleisure gear and just blah. So with that being said, I totally get it. I totally get what they're saying on that. I have a desire to dress up every day, but I just don't want to, if that makes sense. It's a lot of work and you know, I've cut down on my makeup. I don't really wear makeup, especially not like facial makeup. I don't wear any foundation. I might do a niacinamide primer just to kind of make it one shade, or like calm it down a little bit, because the niacinamide has been doing really well, but I'm still a little broken out in rosacea. A lot of this is rosacea. So I've been doing really well. I do a lot of eye makeup and lipstick. So that's where I focus my makeup on. So because it's not somewhere that'll break out as much. And I just want to be natural as possible, as much as possible. I don't want someone to see me all the time in makeup, and then when they see me without it, they're like, what the fuck? She didn't even look like the same person. I never want to be that person. I want you to see me. And then when I do makeup, then I'm like, hey, it's me. And they're like, oh, dang. So that's one of my opinions on it. I just try to be as natural as possible. But again, that's just me. But I understand where they're coming from. Like, just get dressed to go out. Like, just get simple jeans and a t-shirt, or leggings and a t-shirt that's put together well. Yeah. You know, and I have to remember that too. I've been getting dressed a lot lately because I do a lot of video meetings for my job, for a remote job. And so I try to like make sure that I dress and then do my makeup and lipstick so they can see me as a normal person and not a slob. Because if it's a day that I don't have any video meetings, I will definitely be in like sweats. Sorry, guys. But anyways, I think that'll do it for today. I appreciate you guys listening to me, hearing me ramble on. I would love to get your take on the pretty privilege, hot privilege, skinny privilege, for sure. And the body positivity movement. Again, the body positivity movement doesn't mean that you should just praise being so overweight that you're just not doing anything about it and you're just being miserable like on the inside for it. That's not body positivity. Body positivity is making sure that you're taking care of your body the best way you know how, and embracing it and loving yourself, not just physically, but like mentally and emotionally. So those are my 2 cents. I love you guys. Make sure you go follow all the socials. Let me know what you think of this podcast. I am going to do a giveaway. I would like to see at least 100 followers on Spotify. I would love to see that, or Apple Podcasts too, because I'm over there as well. And I'm trying to figure out how to get my RSS feed to my YouTube. And then I'll link that as well. But as of right now, I'd like to see 100 followers on Spotify. Please share it out. 100 followers. That's all I'm asking for. I'm at 13 or 15 right now. I can't remember what it said. But I'd like to see 100 followers on Spotify. I want to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Those are my goals for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I just want 10,000 followers on those 3 platforms each, 10,000 each. So if you don't see me on one platform, go to the other platform, figure it out. Please do the things. I have something else that I have in the works as well. I have a goal that I'd like to meet by the end of August. I think that's when the date's set. I think it starts tomorrow. I'm going to have to check it. But it's a lot of money in a short amount of time. But we have goals we have to reach. We have things we want to do. And you guys listening and helping and following is what is going to do it. So I appreciate everything you guys do for me. All the follows, all the love, all the listens. So if you listen to this and you've made it this far, I need 100 followers on Spotify, 1,000 followers on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I know that's a big feat, but if I can get all of that done as soon as possible, that'd be great. I don't have a deadline for that one. I just want to get there. I want to get there. I do have a money deadline by the end of August though, so I will be announcing that on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And part of TikTok Shop. So if you see anything on there and you like it and you want to buy it and you want to support, go ahead. NutraFit. If you want to try my NutraFit products, I have a code CurlyQ. It's Curly_Q106 for 20% off. It is also in my link tree. Everything that you see is in my link tree. If there's a way to support, please. If not, share. That is free. Sharing is free. I don't have any ads on this at the moment, but I want to try to keep it no ads so you can listen to the whole podcast without anything crazy, unless I find something that is just so good and it's so true. Like I keep it close to my heart. I'll add that in there. But right now I don't have anything going on with that. So share. Again, it's free. The link tree will be provided in the description. Don't forget 10,000 followers on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook, and 100 followers on Spotify. So get to sharing, get to putting the love out there. I'll make sure to show the love to you on the next episode of the podcast. Again, I will be dropping on Sundays. If you did not follow me on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok, and all my other socials, I said that I will be doing my podcast on Sundays instead of Fridays. It's not conducive in my schedule, and I'm a grumpy ass in the evening. So yeah, do cool shit. Love you, bye.